the two jobs aren't separate. Yes, you are a musician, but you're doing a disservice to yourself to like keep talking about the fact that you're not a content creator and that you're a musician, because the inconvenient truth is that you do have to be somewhat online. There's artists that I've worked with in the past where they have such an engaged, loyal fan base, and they're online sometimes, but at very thoughtful moments.
It's finding kind of how you can utilize it to make it work for you. So it may just be, you know, if you're more of like a mysterious person and you don't really want to show everyone kind of your true personality on socials, stay away from personality-led content. So you could focus more on the visual aspect, or lyric videos, or using text that focuses on the emotion people should feel when they listen to your music. So rather than the artist being the forefront, it's the music that people are grabbed by.
My thing is like, how do you become a rock star, you know? Like, why, like, is it just like more and more content? Like, why is Somba so big? Right, like, obviously he's so good, and the music's so good.
Do you feel like you have to be mysterious to be a rock star?
Yeah.
I'm Lauren. I am the manager of video and audience development at Believe UK. We have 50 offices around the world, and we work with a variety of different artists and independent artists and labels in different markets all over the world.
I am Francesca, and I'm the creative lead at Burstimo. So working on creative campaigns, getting to introduce the artists to what we'll be working with them on, taking them through the journey of the project, anything that we can do to align us with their visions for the project.
Will you take my hand to the top of the mountain, break through clouds, know you're doing...
By turning you down maybe so that you'll want to be a bit closer, or do you like to be quite far out normally? The only reason why it's like it brings up a lot of the natural low end in the voice, which gives the mixer a lot more play with how you want to shape your voice.
I don't like numbers, you know, like it's just not for me. Like, you know, it's a great thing, and like for me, you have a thing on sort of Instagram that said you've reached, you know, for example, look, this morning it's like you've reached 4 million accounts. You know what I mean? And it's got a little green arrow. If that's there, I got cool. The green arrow means, oh, I'm cool with that. I'm not going to get too involved. I'm not going to deep dive. As long as, like, for me, like real people who love my music and fans, you know, but I think I'm really lucky that now there is a fan base there, which I never thought I'd have. It actually affects you. It can affect how your mood is in the day and stuff if you don't get as many likes or whatever. And it's just like, it's just not healthy. It's not good for us to do that, I don't think. So I just try and steer away from any of that. I don't know what moves the needle, to be honest. I've never, you know, if it feels right, I put it out.
I don't think it is the artist's job to look at the stats and the data like that. I think when you have a bigger team, fair enough, that's some people in your team. Okay. But when I was just starting out, no manager, I didn't have a manager for ages, and I never looked at the stats, and I started to, and I was like, oh, and then I couldn't write as well, and I couldn't do all these things because I'm trying to create another song that I've already made that did well, and it's just, it really does mess with your creative vision, I think.
I get it. The information is right there to go and obsessively look. For your mental health sake, I should say an artist should refrain from checking. At least, like, don't check more than once a week. The data that actually has impact and means something, that is going to inform, okay, well, here's what's working well in the campaign versus, okay, here's an opportunity to pivot or to adapt. Here's maybe what's not working so well and we need to change. That data is not really going to come out unless you give it time to breathe.
I used to spend hours deliberating the caption, all of it. I used to spend hours, and it would take me about 3 days to just post one photo, and it was just this, because you get in your own head or how it's going to be perceived. With content now, I just enjoy posting it, closing my phone. I do like the instant, I do the saves, I do like all the engagement instantly, and then I just dash it away. And then I go back to it and I'm like, oh, okay, it feels better to have not kind of mulled over it too much. As long as you're a good person and you are yourself, you can't really beat yourself up on what you post online, because people are going to say anything regardless.
And the good news is, the best thing about this content, this world of content that we're living in, is also the worst thing, is that people's attention is super short. So if you post something that you thought was going to do really well and it flops, nobody remembers. Like, move on. Good news is, nobody cares. Bad news is, nobody cares.
It used to feel like a massive slog to be like, listen to my song, whereas now I'm just like, I'll just like bank a load of content and just chuck it out and like sort of feel pretty proud every time it goes out. I mean, I think I've got to consider switching it up a little bit at some point.
Why do you think that?
Because I think a lot of my stuff at the moment is just like me like miming to a camera.
James has found something that has worked for him. So that's kind of like why when he said that, I was like, but if something's working for you, like why pivot unless you have data that's informing you that you need to pivot? I think that's just like the art of constantly questioning yourself and figuring out, you know, social media, that especially as artists, there's so much opportunity to compare yourself to what the infinite ether of other artists are doing in social media, when I think it's so difficult. But if you can just stay focused on whatever you're doing, that's going to set you up better for success.
And if you're one of those artists who just wants to make the music, doesn't want to have to worry about the industry or promoting your music, creating content, can't recommend enough a website called Carmenite. All you have to do is set it up once and it runs your entire career for you. It's incredible. It learns everything about you as an artist, what you want to achieve, what you like, what you don't like. It runs all your emails for you. And I know that artist email addresses are just constantly bombarded with junk and spam, and it sorts all that out for you, and it moves your career forward literally while you sleep. So sign up to it, set it up, and then just leave it. A couple of days later, go back to it and you'll see all the things it's done for you to move your career forward. Blew my mind when I tried it.
I don't think you get outdone if you spend your life worrying about everything. I think if you get out of your own way and just go, and this is my internal monologue is shut up, do it, which is probably not the best, but it works. You know what I mean? I'm like, just shut up, man. Just do it. And like, what if it flops? What if it doesn't do anything? What? We'll post another one tomorrow.
If you're not a fan of it, think about, okay, I know I'm not a fan of it and I know I don't like creating content, so what can I do to make this process feel easier and kind of, like you'd say, less of a chore? So whether that may be creating a strategy where you don't necessarily post that much within a week, because we've seen for artists sometimes that works, posting maybe once or twice a week compared to those that post every day. They actually see stronger engagement and stronger growth because the algorithm learns the content over a longer period of time, and because you have a gap in your content, it brings people back and they're more anticipated to see the next piece. But then I think for the content itself, it's thinking about if it's maybe you don't like being behind the camera, it's again, is there something visually you can pull from the track that you can use as that content drive? Or is there an emotion that people can pull on from the music that, again, you use as your content? That way you don't have to put yourself in the camera. It doesn't have to be focused on you. The music is the main piece of content.
I've not become a musician to like do content. I hate doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I struggled so much before this record, because I just like hated like thinking about social media every day, whereas like now I just like do a couple days a month of like content days, and the rest of the time I'm like writing songs, producing songs, and like doing the thing that I love. I actually think just one day a week is perfect. Like I've been doing like 2 days a month, but I think one day a week would, because I need to up the content now, I think, because we need to get better. You know, we need to up the numbers. But I think one day a week, I'll book a day in with my mate who has a camera, and then we'll go around the area or whatever it is, and it's pretty chill. And like, I'll do like, we'll get like 30 clips done in the day, and then I'll go home and edit them and just like put the songs over them, and then I'll like schedule them for the next month or two. And it's like a game changer, because it means that I don't need to think about content for the next month because it's all banked.
You're already spending so much time creating the music, mixing it, doing that whole process, to then think about all the content that you've got to create to support a project, or even just use as filler content for your socials, is also going to take up so much time. And that's when it becomes a massive pressure for artists. So if you can dedicate 1 to 2 days for creating everything that you need to for either the next week or few weeks, is going to make your life so much easier. And you can do this by you know, maybe looking at what's worked the week before and picking out kind of key content pillars and knowing, okay, that's a format that's working, or I can see from the engagement that people are starting to like this. So on your content day, make note and make sure to repeat that, because the more that you repeat something, the algorithm learns and picks it up, and your audience also familiarize themselves with you and that content. So if you can batch create and have basically a list of what you're going to post for the next week and maybe kind of what day you're going to post it on, when it comes to doing it, you're not overthinking it.
If I do make it to 80, I'd only get there and look back and be like, oh, you didn't do that because you were scared. Like, fear is the scariest thing in the world, but it's also not good for you. You know, it's something that we should, I think, punch through and just go for it. And then, you know, you would never be where you are doing anything if you didn't get out of your comfort zone. You know?
And I go into a lot of label meetings, and it's like, it's so important. So it's something I want to do. I think having ADHD also just makes it more of a task. I'm like, avoid that at all costs. But I do enjoy the editing sides and the visual side. So I think it's just making sure it's real to you and doing something a bit different. But yeah, it can be quite daunting, but I think it's just staying on top of it, filming every single thing you can, and then kind of going back and editing it when you can. That's exciting.
BeLive is an idea that came to me after many conversations that I had with a variety of different artists, their managers and labels, in terms of, I really want a Vevo video. Can we work with Vevo to, you know, partner with them on a video release, which we absolutely do. And I was really impressed with Vevo's brand power. And so from there, I went and did some research in terms of like other video-centric editorial opportunities for independent artists or up-and-coming artists. So things like Paste Magazine, they have like a studio session on their YouTube channel in New York. We all know NPR Tiny Desk. Like, it's a free content offering that we're offering the artist. Audio and audio visual are completely inextricably intertwined within campaign rollouts. To have an impactful campaign, you need a visual component to whatever music you're releasing. And how can we really create a visual asset that is not the main visual component to a track or an album, an EP, but is a supporting component? Because it's really, today it's so key to try to extend the life cycle of the music release, because otherwise they would be spending a good chunk of coin trying to produce a high quality piece of content like BeLive does.
About 5 years ago, we noticed that the importance of assets and the likes of marketing agencies such as ourselves, distributors such as Believe, record labels, having their own assets is just so important now because it offers so much for the artists.
So we partner with Alex Evans at Flower App, and he's absolutely incredible. He's so talented. And he worked in the music industry with artists before, so we had full confidence in him that he knew exactly how to cater music video content to the clients that we were dealing with.
Never stop moving. Oh, so it's like, it stops you from being like posing. Do you know what I mean? So you could just kind of just keep like.
Yeah, I like it. Do you want me to take some pictures of you?
Yeah, afterwards. Okay, my face. So I'll just keep taking, but you just keep.
Yeah, of course.
Keep it, but no, this is nice.
Yeah,
like that.
I'm just gonna keep moving, doing what you said.
We have James Smith. He is an incredibly talented singer-songwriter. He is with one of our labels, Rinse. And then we have ADMT, Adam. He's a Believe Music publishing client. And then we have a TuneCore artist, and her name's Elsa.
They're all very different in their own, obviously, style of music, but also in how they carry themselves through socials. James is definitely more kind of in touch with his just like out there personality. He's not afraid to show his true self, and his audience can see that he is his true self, which they're going to like more because it feels real to watch. Elsa, obviously, in terms of the content quality, does also go for that raw style. So like literally with a camcorder, which works more effectively for her than an iPhone or a really high quality camera, which is interesting to see because that means that her followers or her audience or her listeners feel more connected with her through that format. Then with ADMT, look at the content format. It's much more engaging in terms of like text on the screen or hooks or live performance moments. So it feels more community based.
The trouble is with social media is that it changes on a whim. So what we used to do back in the day with like the Dumb Boys Fishing Club is we'd go out and we'd film 20 different setups here with the camera, multi-track to like, just mime it. And then that worked for 6 months. Then after 6 months, that doesn't work anymore. And now I find the only thing that really works for a lot of people is now live content. And when we say live content, it has to be filmed on it has to be filmed on iPhone, it has to be terrible quality. Can't be good quality. Because now everyone's gone from polished stuff down towards lower grade stuff. If you can find your little niche in, I think, what is your content, whether that's through how you use the footage or manipulate the footage or how you shoot it or what color you give it, I think building a brand is stronger than anything, and then you can at least adapt it as the changes of what people want to watch comes through.
You do have to find your USPs, I guess, as an artist, just as anyone in the industry where you're kind of selling yourself essentially. But I definitely think I've enjoyed and had more success in content where I'm talking about ADHD or crying on the camera or doing things that are just human stuff. When you have people kind of on top of these buildings doing all this lavish stuff, yeah, it's great, but you know, you need to kind of show the human side. While there is content fatigue, it's also, there is kind of, because everyone is oversaturated and everyone is trying to do the same thing. And I think being different is really important, but by being different it is just being yourself and not trying to be like everybody else, really. Authenticity is really important, I think, in content and just enjoying making it.
There is a space and place for the higher, like, markety type polished content. I think that, you know, on release day, you have like your release day asset, you have your announce asset. But in terms of the more longer term, bigger picture content theme, what it looks like, the raw, messier, kind of more spontaneous feeling content that requires less effort and less overthinking from the artist, no money, is actually what translates, because people want authenticity. People want to understand who the human is behind the music that they love.
And you did have one video go to like 1.1 million views it's on at the moment. Like, what happened there? You just uploaded it and it just blew up?
I think that's just like the single that sort of like really resonated with people. And that video was like, I love that video because that was the day that we recorded Dance For You. And I said to our pal Brennan, who's like a videographer, just like, come down. And it was super off the cuff. I was like, just like, let's play the song. And we was all so gassed about the song because we just recorded it. And it was like, he really like captured the moment of like what we just created.
I don't really have a target audience. Obviously I do if I go to my kind of streaming platforms. I have people who listen to my music, but I'm never gonna not try to appeal. I want to appeal to everyone. I think I bring the ADHDers in because I want to relate to you guys too, you know. I think I do have a lot of ADHD fans. I said it on stage at The Great Escape. I was like, oh, my neurospicy babes, and this crowd was like, yeah. So it was a nice moment. I think that's just the humanity in it. I think people seem to forget in this kind of oversaturated environment, just being a human being and an artist. But I think the best artists are just human beings.
Following something that feels more raw, kind of less edited and probably more authentic to themselves for most artists is more enjoyable because it takes away that pressure of having to be creating content at a certain quality or reaching certain points within content that, you know, has to hit certain levels of engagement or look a certain way or present itself in a certain way. Instead, the artist can be themselves on the camera, whether that's visually or just using something different from an iPhone, like a camcorder, because it's not been thought through massively. It's just like a raw opportunity to just capture a moment instead of feeling like it's been planned out and had a massive budget going into it.
And I actually worry about this because I don't know if it slightly makes me like age a little bit. Does that sound terrible? But like, I feel like my if I don't follow trends and stuff, it means that I might be left behind, but then actually it's been working and it's been good. I think just like with the next, like obviously I'm now writing stuff for the future, but like with the next project, I probably will just like stick to my guns with all of it, and like hopefully it just works. Because I think I want to see what I want to watch people that feel really authentic. So I think I should just do the same thing for my shit.
Doing like the gimmicky stuff and stuff like that. Like I don't mind doing certain things. I don't really want to do a TikTok dance because I can't dance. Do you know what I mean? But like people would copy what I did. You know what I mean? They'd do the same angle, the same vibe, the same shot. Like, and it is kind of part of it. Everyone's seeking. And, you know, there was that rope thing. I don't know if you saw it, where everyone like did the car, and the car was driving away, and the rope.
Oh,
and it kept like made you. It made, like,
I was sick of that one.
It's like tension, but then everyone did it, and we were going to do it at one point. And I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, I feel like it's just been done now. We just shouldn't. Do you know what I mean?
But like you say, you can kind of like take that the psychology of it and use it yourself. Yeah, I suppose, and kind of think, well, what can my rope be, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, but also like this, and then I have this like internal battle where I'm like, I want to be ethical. Do you know what I mean? I want to do things the right way. I don't really want to cheat. But like, I think understanding psychology is a massive part of just being alive and being human. Like, it's good to understand us and how we work, but also social media is a different game. It's programmed to make you stick to it. It's programmed to make you stay to it. Everything's like, oh, you need a hook now. You need this now. You need this part of the video. This. You need the payoff, and it's like, it's almost. Well, it's almost not natural. Like, do you know what I mean? It feels like, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because we all do the same thing when you make content. It's just part of the ecosystem. It's how it works.
It's really important to follow a strategy that actually works and suits you. I work with an artist whose strategy has been built off following kind of like pop culture moments, and from that you can really build an engaged audience. But it's the way that you utilize kind of what's happening within your career, or if you want to follow a trend, how you make that trend reflect and follow your artistry too.
I think the artist thing now, like, whether you think it's a good thing or a bad thing, social media was just part of it, you know. Like someone was saying, like, you imagine Michael Jackson, you know, filming TikToks and that, like, it's a different time. Like the same with anything, and it's just part of what it is now.
It is great to have a viral moment or a viral video or a viral track, but it's how you keep that momentum going that's going to be more effective for your career than one video. And so if something has gone viral, the first thing you should do is think about why. Is it the content format that you've used? Is it new, so it's gained more attention from other audiences? Is it a track that you've used? Was it trending at that time? So is that something you need to incorporate more? Or was it just crazy one-off kind of unedited content that you thought would do really badly that's performed really well? And if so, again, it's looking at the strategy and thinking, okay, does that work better for me? Are my audience more engaged with that type of content? So yes, you can hope for a viral moment, but be prepared, if you have that, to really capitalize on it rather than just having a one moment and one hit wonder. Because those that have those moments and then create an opportunity to have more through a strategy are going to perform better and have an opportunity to get more viral or more engaged audience than those that don't.
Is there anything else you'd want to add to that?
First time, was awesome. I've loved working with you guys.
Just music that just comes to me without sounding like an absolute twat. Like, just fucking gets dude, back up.
I was like, you're doing great, sweetie. Gone, shut up.
Just one sentence.
Yeah, no, sorry, as the pressure is starting.
Oh, then let's hear it then. You're going to open the door and you're going to walk in, but you're just going to see me open the door and walk in. It's good B-roll. Don't get me in it.
Oh, go on then.
Are you ready? Oh. Get that. Happy girl.
You don't look impressed.
Will you take my hand to the
It's a very coffee look. This is all the content right here, I think.
Yeah, man.
Me.
Filming you now.
Gotcha.
My clacker. Where is it?
Sorry, that was fucking wank from me. Sorry.